An adult male African lion can weigh over 250 kilograms. His jaws easily snap thick bones, and a single strike from his paws carries enough force to drop prey twice his size. When he roars, the sound travels up to 8 kilometers. That acoustic warning triggers an immediate behavioral shift in every animal within earshot. Zebras stop grazing, buffaloes huddle together, and hyenas change their direction. Because of this terrifying physical presence, early explorers, authors, and eventually Hollywood filmmakers gave him a title that stuck for generations: the King of the Jungle. There is a geographic problem with that title. Almost 0 wild lions actually live in a jungle. They evolved to survive in the wide, dry, open African savannas. The labor division inside the pride contradicts the royal title too. Despite his reputation, the king rarely does the hunting for his own family. Between the geography and the group dynamics, the King of the Jungle label is full of contradictions. To understand how the lion actually operates, we have to look past the stories and into the biology. The African lion's biological toolkit, from its tawny camouflage to its incredible stamina, is optimized for open grasslands. A dense rainforest would render these specific advantages useless. The global misconception traces back, in part, to a singular biological exception. A tiny, isolated population of Asiatic lions does live in the slightly more wooded environment of India's Gir forest. Add in the fact that the ancient root word for jungle originally referred to a dry wasteland, and you can see how centuries of mistranslation slowly turn the term into the modern definition of a rainforest. Living out in the exposed savanna requires a highly social survival strategy that a thick forest would never permit. Unlike almost all other big cats, which live and hunt in complete isolation, lions operate in communal groups called prides. Inside these prides, the narrative spotlight belongs to the females. The lionesses act as the primary providers and the tactical operators of the group. This overhead tactical diagram shows exactly how they orchestrate a hunt. Rather than relying on a single burst of brute force, the lionesses spread out, communicating silently to flank and surround a herd from multiple points. Once the prey is boxed in, the trap is sprung. The lionesses collapse inward simultaneously, cutting off all escape routes and ending the chase within seconds. The dominance of the species comes not from individual strength, but from this synchronized, female-led teamwork. If the females procure the food, the obvious question remains: what is the evolutionary purpose of the massive male? He acts as the pride's dedicated defense system. Rival males constantly patrol the boundaries, looking to execute his cubs and take over the bloodline. Repelling them requires brutal, high-stakes warfare. His most iconic physical traits double as heavy combat armor. His unique roar acts as a territorial fingerprint, warning off intruders, while the dense mane protects his jugular during death matches. The male's existence involves very little lazy royalty. He makes a violent sacrifice to ensure the genetic future of his family remains secure. Even with this sophisticated social structure, life at the top of the food chain is a daily exercise in survival. The wild remains a landscape of high stakes and constant pressure. The pride faces severe threats from the moment they are born. In the savanna, opportunistic predators like hyenas actively target the young, resulting in a high mortality rate for cubs long before they reach adulthood. Beyond these natural threats, a single predator can systemically displace them. As human populations expand, agricultural herders and cattle groups increasingly occupy the exact same landscapes. Modern habitat destruction physically shrinks the precise amount of space the pride needs to effectively hunt and breed. Layered on top of this is the long history of commercial sport hunting and illegal poaching, which continues to put pressure on the species. This chart visualizes the mathematical consequence of those combined threats. In a single century, the global wild lion population dropped from over 200,000 individuals down to roughly 20,000 today. The title, King of the Jungle, is technically inaccurate. Yet surviving out on the harsh savanna, commanding respect across the ecosystem, they earn that status through resilience. But without aggressive conservation, this king will lose his kingdom forever.